Hi. So we're doing this every single day, like I told you before, and today is Sunday. I'm wearing the same shirt because I want you to know this shirt feels so good. If you saw a Friday video, I was like, I'm gonna introduce myself. I was hot. I'm hot right now still. But we're gonna do something that I haven't done in a very long time. It's called Friendship Matters. Well, I'm gonna do something where it's like Friendship Matters, but I'm going to talk about shows that showcase friendships and dynamics of friendships. We're gonna go with classic series as well. Going to talk about Golden Girls this episode, and then we're gonna go along with like friendship within movies, topics like that, because I believe friendship is a big deal. I am 34. I have a preference on friends that are mostly comics, and my love for them is quite different. Like, I am friends with some people that probably better me as a person, and I'm friends with other people that I see as like brothers, some of them as more like bigger brothers, and I see some people as like, hey, we're acquaintances. If they're new, I'm like, oh my god, I want to figure out who you are as a person. Like, I have all those type of levels of friendships. So a lot of time in series, they're very different than, say, like a movie. A movie has like, they have to find an angle. They have to find the angle, and it's pretty much vignettes. I have to say vignettes because it's not a complete story. When it comes to sitcoms and series, they have to showcase real life. And real life is different for each show. So Golden Girls is no different than me saying this, because this is a showcase from the first episode where it's 3 women living together. They add on a 4th woman, and they have a gay cook. And then the rest of the series is about 4 women's dynamics. And then you have 3 big personalities, and then you have 4 big personalities. And then as the show continues, things will have to like get retcon, and then they'll have recurring characters, and then they have recurring bits, and then they'll have pretty much where you'll see like trust them. Sitcoms are easy to rewatch than a movie. Sitcoms are better than sometimes series because you can rewatch a series several times. A lot of people say that with Game of Thrones. A lot of people say that with Bridgerton. I will discuss that if I ever watch it, but this is about Golden Girls. Golden Girls, I think, started in 1985, and then I think it retired, I think, 1992. That's a big deal. Now, friendship's different for every last person. That is true. That is truth. Now, let's talk about the players. You have Blanche as the owner of the home. Then you have her 2 sprinters, which is Dorothy, and then also Sophia. Nope, Rose. And then you have a 3rd person, which is now Sophia. So you have 4 people. Now, the dynamics with friendships are all easily shown throughout the course of the show, but also they have to play upon it. Like season 1 and season 2, you see the dynamics of their first decisions of moving together. Like, they have a lot more woes, they have a lot more figuring out each other's dynamics, and that's the acquaintance level entering the 6 months of friendship, right? For instance, they go to the therapist. Ever seen the therapist episode? One of the in treatment episode, where they're all discussing each person's selfishness or silliness in a real way. This is a key episode to watch for anyone. The dynamics is that none of them get along. We're all arguing. We always argue. We fuss, fight. They showcase Blanche being a vain woman and also very promiscuous. Then they show Rose being carefree and also fearful. And they showcase Dorothy being perfect. Now, notice this is going to change a lot throughout the course of the show, right? And then they showcase Sophia as the woman of wisdom and everything like that. Sophia's dynamic of them is a mothering person. So there are motherers or fatherers energy in some people naturally as well. But also, Sophia is Dorothy's mom. And then she's seeing these other 2 women as, I don't know these women. 2, I love them so much, I can never depart. By the end of the show. That's the biggest one. Now, each person in this, like, all of these are women that all have children. And Sophia has 1 child. Dorothy, well, has 3 kids. And then Dorothy has 2 children. Blanche has a plethora of children that you kind of see, then you kind of don't. Rose has the same thing. where you don't see all of her children, but throughout the course of the show, they'll show that as well. Showcasing grown women in their prime was something that was very nuanced of that time, but also showing the dynamics of friendship is why it's a keepsake in, like, say, me, queer people, but also in black homes as well. Like, my granny is the reason why I know Golden Girls so hard, because she watched it so much, and she watched it with coffee. She would love cheesecake. We had Krispy Kreme. We had things that I would always watch growing up watching this. The reason I love friendships is because of their serious moments, like when Dorothy didn't know that she had pre-made up, like she had. There's a version of her having post menopause, but it was that she was so weakened, and it's a whole 2-part episode. And then there's an episode where Rose is in hospital for the same reason. Blanche figures out that she has menopause and that she doesn't feel like a woman anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the dynamic episodes that I always build upon, that I want to, like, create as well as a person. You have to dynamically love that type of thing. Now, each character has changed from season 1, season 2, season 3, up to season 6. Like, for instance, Dorothy was this substitute teacher that is bitter about men and doesn't trust them. And by the 4th and 5th and the 6th season, she gets zanier. Like, for instance, there's always a trope of being the straight man in a lot of the scenes, because everyone else is the, you know, and she has just a dry humor. In several instances, there are times where it's like Dorothy's doing it. She's out in these streets, has a one-night stand, and then Rose becomes a stronger woman because she was just a housewife. And she grew up as a housewife, and then she came to Miami, and then, you know, life happened. Her husband had passed away. And when someone departs, she is now trying to, like, grieve him, as well as figure out her next step in life. That's the difference between Rose as a woman that is learning and on a journey of discovery of what is a new world for her, with a whimsy, upstanding attitude. And then there's Blanche. She is what you considered same way. She is also a widower. She is one of the out of the 3 widowers and one is a divorcee, and she's also a widower, and she is very open sexually, and that's something that was never shown before. I don't think they explore women in their later years being like, I'm still sexy. She's known for her legs, she's known for her dresses, she's known for her attitude, she's known for her charm, and a southern charm is something beautiful, because I mean, you know, we are amazing. So there's things like that. Throughout the course of episodes, you see Blanche being the strong one, but you also see Blanche being the delicate one, being the voice of reason, and then also being the person that gets into sometimes the biggest mishaps. She has dynamic relationship with men, but also complicated relationship with men where she loves them, but she doesn't see herself marrying one person. A lot of the showcases of the series. Last but not least is Sophia, which is a woman that is recovering from a stroke. You know, and her life. If you see, they have a special episode, season 1, season 2, where you see a day in the life of Sophia, where she gets on a bus, she goes shopping with one friend to get just a nectarine. And then she also has she's a candy striper for one part. She's also a candy striper, and she's taking care of people. And then as things keep going on, as her dynamic, no one knows how dynamic she is. Dorothy doesn't see that part of her. And that's the thing about it. She is a woman that in her later years is still a woman about town, which is something to always see. She grows close to every last one of them. And anytime her and Dorothy have spats or she wants to leave, now they have all these revisions episodes where you're like, oh, what? What? And this is when the real vignettes come in, where you see scenes that they don't show or recurring scenes where you're like, well, y'all didn't even have me in this. So I state this before. I believe friendship matters. You have to figure out the dynamics of yourself, and sometimes you see the dynamics in sitcoms. There are several episodes in this where one person is, you know, the B character. There are B stories sometimes. Sometimes everyone has a dynamic thing. That's what I love about sitcoms. The next one, I don't know what it will be. I am moving a lot of stuff around, so I'm going to give y'all a lot of different things. I knew Friendship Matters was going to come back. I knew I wanted to talk about stuff like this, but I also don't want y'all to watch something that's too long. I have rules. I want this to be short, sweet, boom. You into it, okay? I'll probably have like a show card right here or something like that this whole time. And I gotta figure out how to get the same use thing, because I don't want no copyright infringements. I'm recording now, so I have to record. I'm about to edit, and then I get the release. So, yay. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Put the bells up to see all those things. Like the video and share it to your friends if you feel the same way about Golden Girls. And if you have anything you want to discuss, or you think that's something I would want to watch, write it down in the comics. I may have already seen it, I may not, but I would love to discuss anything like that. See you later on. See you in the next one.